Fargo Davies leads 1-0 off a goal by Ali Matter. 24:44 to go in the first half of play. And that's all the scoring so far. And immediately, appreciate all your assistance. That one's going to be popped up, and can Ola get there? She does! She makes a jumping grab just as the ball was about to go over the fence. Mavor, a perfect 4 for 4. And a slam dunk from Harney. Braden Keene is the guy in the backfield here. Mitchell's under center. And man in motion coming to the near side. And he'll look to the corner, and he's got Trey Brunell in the end zone for the touchdown. And it's 7-6. Skyhawks are on the board. 41-37, 4:25 to go here as the Kindred Vikings will work it down low. Another slam dunk and one. How about that? A slam dunk by Gavin Keller, and he got fouled on the two-handed throwdown. 5:07 and counting in the shotgun, looking to pass near side, going for Jamal Spy, and he got it! A 24-yard touchdown connection from Clemens to Spy. Brings up Kenzie McKinnon and put your outfielders in left and left center, because that one's going to left field, and that's gone. That is a two-run shot for Kenzie McKinnon. And it's 3-0 Central Cass as the Squirrels will come out to home plate and wait for McKinnon to come across home. That one was gone the moment it hit the back. Shot from the point, Bree Adams, lowering hard, and it's in! Off the stick of Sydney Kamstrup, and the Cougars are on the board. Dahl will drop back to pass again. This one's over the middle and intercepted by Gunnar Broughton. At the 40, at the 30, at the 25-20, and he has a man to beat. Cuts inside, 10-5, touchdown, Gunnar Broughton on the pick six. And the Vikings now lead 35-0. All right, and well, guess where we're at again. That last highlight you saw out of our opening highlights thing there puts us right back here at Kindred Field, Gerlo Field, actually, in Kindred, North Dakota. Final game of the regular season for Class AA football between the Kindred Vikings and the visiting Devils Lake Firebirds. We are also going to take a look here, a live look in at Fargo Shanley and Fargo Davies. That's a huge matchup in AAA, so we'll keep our eyes on that one. We'll also occasionally take looks at Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Valley City. That we'll have live look-ins at that game periodically throughout our broadcast today as well. And if you have any scores from any of the other games, you can feel free to text them into us at 701-373-1843. We'd certainly appreciate you passing that along. Or you can tag us on Twitter with those scores at ND Sports CH1. So, like I said, we're in Kindred, North Dakota today with game 551. Almost 80,000 visits on our website, 871 subscribers. We really want to get that up to the 1,000 subscriber mark on our YouTube channel. If you would subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. We would love you for it. And well, we love you anyway, but we would love you for it. But you don't have to tap on the bell. Although tapping on the bell is beneficial if you want email and mobile alerts to get notifications when we go live with a game. But if you don't want those notifications, but you still want to help us out by subscribing, then just simply subscribe and do not hit the bell. Because once we reach that 1,000 subscriber, it unlocks some new features on our YouTube channel, which would be very beneficial to everybody, both us and the viewers. And we would certainly appreciate your help to get us closer and closer to that 1,000 mark on our YouTube channel there. Facebook, 561 last time I looked at it, which was about an hour or so ago. And Twitter is at 1371. Thank you so much for your love and support on social media and for watching the games too. We certainly appreciate that. As you can see, we've been all over North Dakota, starting to break into Minnesota now, and South Dakota will be on our to-do list here in the near future. But with that said, let's get ready for our first break here, and then when we come back, let's take a look here. We only have a couple minutes, so we'll take a 30-second timeout and come back with your team profiles right after this here on the ND Sports Channel. North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? that simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station. All right, welcome back. Devils Lake over there, huddling up here. Final pregame talks, and there's Kindred over there getting ready to break their pregame huddle. And let's go ahead and take a look at those visitors, the Devils Lake Firebirds, coming into the game with an overall record of 4-3 on the season, 3-0 at home, 1-3 when playing on the road, 2-2 against AA East opponents, and they have outscored their opponents 157-85. Since the last time we saw them in that 37-7 win over Central Cass, they would have a 14-13 overtime loss to Hillsborough Central Valley, 15-7 loss to Valley City, and a 28-14 win most recently over the Wapton Huskies, bringing them into tonight's game against the Kindred Vikings. And speaking of the Kindred Vikings, they are 6-2 on the year, 1-2 playing at home, 5-0 on the road, 2-2 against AA East opponents, outscoring their opponents 156-84. And since the last time we saw Kindred in that 36-7 win over the Hazen Bison back on September 13th, they would get the next week off with the forfeit win over Stanley, and then a 13-0 loss to Valley City, bounce back with a 25-15 win over the Central Cass Squirrels. They would blank the Wapton Huskies 35-0, and then a 13-6 loss here at home against Hillsborough Central Valley last week, bringing them into tonight's matchup between the Devils Lake Firebirds, or with the Devils Lake Firebirds. So, once again, Vikings fans, Firebirds fans, thank you so much for watching. Broadcast coverage brought to you by the Heinrich family tonight. We certainly appreciate their support. And you can go to our website, check out our upcoming schedule. We will let you go to the website to check that out. Now we'll go to our starting lineups.
A wide receiver this evening, number 5, a senior, Austin DeVere. On the offensive line, a senior, number 72, Jack Coots. A running back, a senior, number 21, Joseph Raylick. A wide receiver, number 22, a senior, Aaron Johnson. Just gotta be careful up here, the microphone's good. An offensive lineman, number 52, was senior Robbie Serengard. A wide receiver, number 6, a senior Braden Fee. Another wide receiver, number 12, a senior Michael Widmer. Your fullback this evening, number 8, a senior Parker Valandry. And the quarterback for the Firebirds, number 10, a sophomore, Ben Heilman. The Firebirds are coached by Jake Watland, Todd Lambrick, Tyler Marquardt, Eric Counts, Dan Toomey, Tom Westcott, and Alex London.
All right, so there's your starters for the Devils Lake Firebirds.
For your Kindred Vikings. Your defensive lineman this evening, a junior, number 3, Ethan McKinney. A freshman wearing number 71, Jack Hacker. A junior, number 60, Max Vikander. A senior, number 59, Riley Staten. Linebackers this evening, number 21, junior Eli Heinrich. A senior wearing number 47, Brock Riesler. Another senior, number 32, Easton Ogren. And another senior, number 7, Gunnar Rotten. Your DBs this evening, a senior, number 14, Caden Olson. Another senior, number 23, Dawson Schaefer. And another senior, number 10, Andy Fryer. The Vikings are coached by Matt Crane, assisted by Eric Bergad, Joe Harder, Nate Safe, Brad Ambrosius, Kyle Fry, and Ryan Sunran. tonight are from the Lakes Area Officials Association, referee Terry Eider, umpire Jagger Dulcet, linesman Mark Dulcet, line judge Dylan Savory, and back judge Bill Kirchner. At this time, we ask that you please rise, remove all headgear, and face the flag at the southeast corner of the field as Kindred High School sophomore Madison Getty sings our national anthem.
And we'll keep it here for that national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice job. Very good.
All right, nice job there, and that concludes our pregame show here on the ND Sports Channel. We'll make an adjustment on our camera here to get you a little bit closer to the action on the field.
It's a beautiful evening, and it's time to play some football.
Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you tonight by the Heinrich family. Certainly appreciate their support in Kindred Vikings football. Firebirds family fans, if you know any of the Heinriches here in Kindred, make sure you send them a text message or an email saying thank you. If it wasn't for that family, we wouldn't be here tonight. So we certainly appreciate the support. Once again, your starters on the offense here for the Devils Lake Firebirds, because Kindred won the coin toss and decided to defer. So Kindred will get the ball in the second half. So your offensive starters will be Austin DeVere, Braden Fee, Parker Villandre, Ben Heilman will be your starting quarterback. Michael Widmer, Joseph Freilich, Aaron Johnson, and Jacob Andrews will be your primary starters on the offense. And we are underway here in the first quarter of play. That'll be into the end zone for a touchback. No return on that one.
Lands in the end zone for a touchback. The Firebirds will take over at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds here from the 20-yard line to start the first quarter of play. Once again, Ben Heilman, your starting quarterback. He is a sophomore for the Firebirds, wearing jersey number 10. He'll set up in the shotgun here, and then he'll hand it off. And it'll be a short gain of about 2 or 3 on the play there, and that'll set up a second down and long.
Gain of 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Firebirds. Tackled by number 7, Gunnar Broughton.
Second down and 7 officially here. And they will hand it off a second time here. I believe that is Villandre, and he will gain about another 2 or 3 on the play. Set up a about 3rd and 5 or so.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Gain of 4 will bring up a 3rd and 3.
All right, Vikings fans, let's make some noise. It's 3rd down.
So they'll send 2 receivers out to the far side with 2 men in the backfield here. And there'll be another handoff. And he's going to be close to that first down. We'll see where they spot it. It might be a little bit short. We'll have to see here. On the carry was Zach Lang.
Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up a Firebirds first down.
So they will indeed be a first down. Three plays and 3 first downs. Sets up a 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. It'll be another, oh wait, no. Fake the handoff there and the pass will drop incomplete. The intended receiver for the Firebirds was Austin DeVere.
Brady Fee is incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Firebirds.
Yeah, I'm going to sit on this for because I want you to stay warm. Yeah. So Charlie has the money, and she's going to take Sterling in about 5 minutes, and she'll take you to
2nd and 10, 31-yard line. 10 minutes, 6 seconds to go here. First quarter of play, no score between the Vikings and the Firebirds. Heilman, man in motion, and quick fake pass, but it was a handoff and coming to the near side and getting chopped down at about the 31-yard line. And right in front of the Kindred Vikings sideline there was Zach Lang, the junior. Gains about maybe 1 on the play, set up a 3rd down, and we'll say, well, scoreboard says 3rd and 10, so 3rd and a long 9, 3rd and a short 10, however you want to look at it.
Come on, Jaden, get in there.
All right, Vikings fans, it's 3rd and long.
3rd and long, 2 receivers far side, man in motion far to near side, Heilman in the shotgun. 5-step drop, looking, avoids the pressure, now throws deep, far side. Gunnar Broughton on the defense, and the intended receiver falls down. Zach Lang was the intended receiver on that play there. And they'll set up a 4th and 10, so 2 pass plays, the plays 4 and 5 of the drive, both fall incomplete, and now it's a 4th down and 10, but there is a flag on the play as well. Ref just picked up the flag on the backside there. 4th and 9, so that maybe the flag just fell out of the ref's pocket, because I didn't see any call there. I didn't see anything. 4th and 9, they'll set up in punt formation. And that's, I don't know if that was partially blocked or not, but it kind of came off his leg and went right out of bounds at about the 41-42 yard line here on the near sideline. So I'll set the Kindred Vikings up with good field position here.
Vikings will take over there, 1st and 10.
We got the ball. It was a 5-yard punt.
8:56 to go here in the first quarter of play. And they'll actually mark it at the 35-yard line of Devils Lake. So, first play of the game here for the Kindred Vikings. Caden Olson, the senior quarterback. Gunnar Broughton in motion. 2 receivers near side. He will throw over the middle. Gunnar Broughton. Oh, and it went through his fingertips.
Olson's pass intended for number 7. Gunnar Broughton is incomplete. 2nd and 10, Vikings.
Nearly scoring on the first play of offense here for the Vikings. And I'll stop the clock with 8:51 to go here in the first quarter. This will be a run to the near side, and getting spun out of bounds there was Easton Ogren, I believe.
Dawson Schaefer with the carry.
No, Dawson Schaefer. There was a 2 in front of that 3.
Number 8, Parker Belandry. That'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Vikings.
They have to snap the ball for the next play before they
So send McKenney and Broughton as the receivers out on the far side here. Near side receiver is Andy Fryer. Olsen works out of the shotgun. He's looking towards Fryer, but overthrows him.
Olsen pass intended for number 10, Andy Fryer, is incomplete.
Stops the clock with 8:42 to go, so 2 pass plays and 2 incomplete passes here for the Kindred Vikings. Three plays, 2 of them were passes, is what I meant to say. And the Vikings will set up to punt. So this one will go back and be caught at the 5-yard line there. And they're going to take off to that far side. He only has a man to beat, and bringing him down, I believe, was Ogren on the far side. Let's double check through the binoculars here. It was indeed Ogren on the tackle.
He makes it out to the Firebirds 47-yard line. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
$8:30 to go here on the clock. Pressure in the backfield here, and he's going to lose a bunch of yardage. Andy Fryer, the first one to make contact there on Heilman. They'll set up a 2nd and 22, I believe. Yes, 2nd and 22. Heilman looking to pass, throws it out far side, overthrows his receiver, late hit, no flag, and looks like he'll stay that way.
Johnson incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and 22 for the Firebirds. All right, Vikings fans, it's 3rd and long. Let's make some noise.
$7:42 to go here. First quarter of play, still no score. So the Firebirds will send Michael Widmer to the sideline, apparently. And that will be a delay of game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, so Widmer, number 12, was the 12th man on the field. He hurried off, and he couldn't make it off in time before Devils Lake could get set and beat the play clock. And as a result, delay of game, loss of down, 3rd down, 27. Check that, no loss of down, just 3rd down and 27. Heilman takes a snap, drops back, looking far side. He'll release it, and did he get it? Did he catch it? No, they're saying it hit the ground. Intended receiver on the far side there was Aaron Johnson. So that'll bring up 4th down now as the pass play falls incomplete, and 7:35 to go here, and I would suspect that they'll punt again. Dawson Schaefer back to receive the kick, and that one will drop at about the 35. Roll into his hands and he muffed it. Now it's a wrestling match for the ball. I think Devils Lake, no, Kindred got it. Kindred will stay on top of that one. Lucky break there for the Vikings.
The Vikings will take over at the Firebirds 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
So 7:25 to go now. Both Vikings drives have started on the Devils Lake side of the field. The last one at the 35, this one 5 yards further back at the 40. And it'll be a handoff. That's Gunnar Broughton. Tried to shake a move there, and he'll get over the 35. Pushed out of bounds at about the 32. We'll see where they spot it. Gain of approximately 7 or 8 on the play. And holding on the Vikings. So take the run of 7 or 8 off the board, and let's back it up here.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. It'll still be first down.
We're in the first quarter.
Yeah, isn't it 12 minutes?
That'll be a handoff there to Gunnar Broughton. He'll cut through the middle, still on his feet, and gets tripped up at about the 35. That'll be a gain of approximately 12.
About 12 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Vikings.
So Barn with the penalty, that's actually the first play of the drive. That was not penalized. Another short handoff, and that'd be close to a first down, maybe a couple yards short. Gain of about 4 for Gunnar Broughton on the run there.
Gain of about 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the Vikings.
Vikings will break the huddle. Send one receiver to each side. Andy Fryer far side. Dawson Schaefer near side. Snap, handoff. As Gunnar Broughton, 30, 25, 20. Breaks through, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kindred Vikings. Gunnar Broughton on a 32-yard touchdown run.
Vikings! Gunnar Broughton with a 32-yard carry.
Oh, Sully, you want to go down? Charlie! Charlie! You go with. No, Sully.
Dawson Schaefer will attempt the extra
You want to
point.
go get a snack?
So Gunnar Broughton with a 32-yard touchdown run. Makes it 6-0. Dawson Schaefer on the extra point.
Sully, just go this way.
That way, Sully. There's
Go all the way
stairs
down
right
to
there.
those stairs. It'll be a lot easier for you.
Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. One more for the Vikings, and it's 7-0.
The Kindred Vikings 7, the Firebirds 0.
We'll take a timeout. Be back after this here on the Andy Sports Channel.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, take a live look. Looks like they're in an injury timeout here in Hillsboro, but the Burros leading Valley City 6-0 with 6:16 to go in the first quarter of play. 3 men set to receive here for the Vikings. And that'll go into the end zone and through it. So the Devils Lake Firebirds will start at their own 20-yard line. With 6:11 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 lead off a 32-yard touchdown run for Gunnar Broughton. As we take a quick peek here at Shanley TV, Fargo Davies leading Shanley 7-6 with 6:13 to go in the first quarter of play. Heilman, one man to his left and fake the handoff. Heilman will keep it. And Heilman will get up to about the 25. Gain of approximately 5.
Gain of 6 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 4.
They're going to give him 6. 2nd and 4 on the play here, and that'll move the ball up to the 26. 5:47 and counting to go here, first quarter of play. Hellman will work out of the shotgun again. 2 receivers near side. He'll hand it off. cut near side, got through the first part of the line there, but was stopped by the linebackers.
Tackled by number 10, Andy Fryer.
Andy Fryer
The result is a Firebird first down.
coming up from that free safety position to make the tackle. It's good for a first down. That'll be another handoff here. That one, on the carry there was Joseph Freilich. And had he been able to hop over that defender, he may have gotten a nice chunk of yardage there. Great job by the Kindred defense to stop that play where it ended at. Be a gain of 7, 2nd and 3 here for the Firebirds from their own 39-yard line. So it'll be another handoff, and that'll be a tackle for a loss. TFL. And on the tackle there was Brock Raisler. Easton Ogren also in on the tackle. Loss of 2, 3rd down and 4. Four run plays on this drive, no passes yet. We'll see if that changes here. 3rd and 4, big play for the Kindred defense. Heilman, that one got deflected and that'll drop incomplete. 4th down and 4 now from the Devils Lake 38-yard line, and they'll bring a crew in and bring another crew out and come in and punt this one away. So we've had a punt, a 32-yard touchdown, and now a punt. At least, unless something crazy happens here, we presume it'll be a punt. Nice kick, high. Schaefer back at his 35, comes up a little bit, and he'll call for the fair catch, and they'll mark that at about the 38. So the Kindred Vikings will take over with 3:47 to go here in the first quarter of play. And they'll spot the ball at the 40-yard line. This is the first time the Kindred Vikings have had starting field position that was not on the Devils Lake side of the field. Olsen under center, 2 receivers far side with 2 men in the backfield here. Olsen will take the snap, and he'll hand it off. Gunnar Broughton gets dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of at least 1, possibly 2 for the Kindred Vikings.
No gain on the play.
They'll say he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by number 21, Joseph Freilich. Second and 10.
Well, the ball is spotted about maybe a few inches further back. It was right on the 40-yard line. Now the tip of the ball is right on the 40-yard line. So they do lose a little bit on that, but still 2nd and 10 as a result. Need to get to midfield for a first down. Man in motion, it'll be a pitch, and that is not going to be a good outcome for the Kindred Vikings there as they lose an additional 10 yards. And that'll set up a 3rd and 20 approximately. Well, looks like they'll give them a couple yards, so actually about 3rd and 18. So loss of 8 on the play. 3rd and 18 with 2:47 and counting as the Vikings break the huddle. They lead 7-0 off a 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton. Olsen will work out of the shotgun this time with a man in motion. Olsen looking to pass. He's got a man over the middle, and that's Dawson Schaefer, I do believe. And he's got a couple men to beat. He's looking, and he'll get taken down at the 20.
That'll bring up a Kindred Viking first down.
That's a 48-yard pass play.
Mom, when he dropped them, Sterling stepped in.
So that sets up a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Knocking on the red zone here, and that'll be a handoff. As I believe Dawson Schaefer.
You got yours?
Gunnar Broughton with the carry.
Gunnar Broughton, excuse me.
Gain of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Vikings.
So after 2 run plays that sent the Vikings backwards, they would get a 48-yard pass to get the 1st down at the 20-yard line, and now they'll finally get positive yardage on their 3rd run play of the drive. 3rd run play, 4th play of the drive. And Broughton will take the handoff again. He's going to hustle his way through a few defenders and get it up to about the 5-yard line.
Gunnar Broughton with the carry.
Gain of 14 on the play.
And another Viking. 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5.
So this will be the 6th play of the drive here. They'll send Andy Fryer along with Dawson Schaefer out to the near side. Can't quite catch the jersey number on that far side receiver. Schaefer will go in motion, and Broughton will go up the middle, and I think he's going to be just short of the end zone. Set it up at about the 1. They'll put him a gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 4.5.
2nd and goal from the 2.
It'll be at the 2, so officially a gain of 3 here on coming up here, play number 7. Schaefer will go out to the far side here. Gunnar Broughton, the fullback. And Caden Olsen's going to take it in himself on a quarterback sneak, and he's in there for the touchdown.
Vikings. Caden Olsen with a 2-yard run.
So it makes it 13-0 on the 2-yard quarterback sneak. Seven plays, 60 yards on that scoring drive there for the Vikings. Stop. Schaefer will put it up and in. One more, and it's 14-0.
Vikings 14, Firebirds 0.
With 39 seconds to go, instead of taking a break, let's take a look at our other games here. Hillsborough Central Valley still leading Valley City at 6-0 with 2:09 to go in the first quarter of play. Over at Fargo Shanley, looks like the Eagles have the ball, and they're leading 7-6 with just under 2 minutes to go in that first quarter there. Looks like they're inside the red zone looking to potentially put some more points on the board there. That's a nice run. That'll get the Eagles up to about the 10-yard line there. That game, courtesy of ShanleyTV.com. We'll keep it here for one more play. And the kick is off. And that one will go through the end zone again.
For a touchdown, Firebirds will take over at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10.
So Devils Lake, on their first drive, they started at the 20. On their second drive, they started at the 37. On their third drive, they started at the 20. And now on their fourth drive, they start at the 20. So on 3 of their 4 possessions, all three of those 4 have started at the 20-yard line in this game so far. 14-0 Vikings on the 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton to make it 7-0 with the extra point, and the 2-yard Caden Olsen quarterback sneak to make it 13-0, 14-0 with the extra point, and that's where we sit right now. Laying on the carry there, and that will be a short gain of about, let's see, where'd they spot the ball at? About 26, so that'll put them about 6-yard gain, and 2nd and 4 here as the clock continues to tick down. I'm not sure if they'll get another play off here before the end of the first quarter or not. It's going to be close. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nope, they're not going to get it off. That will be the end of the second quarter, or first quarter, excuse me. All right, so now we'll take a break, and we'll be back after this here. Actually, let's check in and see if Davies has scored yet. And they did indeed. Looks like they put up a field goal there. So now they lead Shanley 10-6 with 36 seconds to go in that first quarter of play. And over up in Hillsboro, it is still 6-0. Burroughs over Valley City.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome back. 2nd and 4 to start the second quarter of play here from Kindred, North Dakota. For the Firebirds from their own 26. And maybe a little gain of a couple, if that.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Okay, gain of 3.
3rd and 1 for the Firebirds. All right, Vikings fans, it's 3rd down.
3rd and 1 for the Firebirds here. Heilman in the shotgun. 2 receivers each, or 1 receiver each side. Low snap, fumbled it, picked it up, and he's going to get the first down and a whole bunch more. Up to about the 41 on the carry there was Zach Lang.
Zach Lang with the carry. Gain of 11 on the play. That'll bring up the Firebirds. First down.
So set the ball up at the 40-yard line with a 1st and 10 with 11:08 to go here in the second quarter of play. And it'll be another run play.
Carried by Joseph Redick. Gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Firebirds.
Fakes the handoff. Heilman pressured in the back, and he's dropped. Dropped at about the 29-yard line. That'll be a loss of approximately 12 yards and set up a 3rd and 21 approximately.
That'll be 3rd and 21 for the Firebirds.
One pass play and 5 run plays as play number 7 of the drive here is coming up for the Firebirds. 3rd and 21 from their own 29. Last play they started was at the 40-yard line. Heilman will work out the shotgun, avoids the pressure, goes to the far sideline and overshoots his receiver. Intended receiver on the far side there was Aaron Johnson.
That'll bring up 4th down.
And that'll set up by 4th down here, and likely a punt here. At 4th and 21, I don't know if that's the type of play call you'd want to go with unless you're playing a video game. Then you might, but in real life, it's not quite that easy in most cases. Here's the kick. High kick, running out to the far side is Schaefer. He'll bounce at about the 42 and take a Firebirds bounce, and Schaefer will cover it up at about the 36. They'll mark it at the 35.
At the Vikings 35-yard line, they'll take over there, 1st and 10.
So 9:25 to go here in the second quarter of play. Kindred Vikings will take over on their own 35-yard line. Only 2 possessions have started on the opponent's side of the field, and that was the Kindred first possession and second possessions of the game. Ever since then, they've started on their own side of the field here, and well, they've produced results. Let's put it that way. Caden Olson will keep it and cross over the 40. We dropped at about the 42. Gain of approximately 7 on the play. It's up a 2nd and short. 2nd and 3 here for the Kindred Vikings, who lead 14-0 off a 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton, followed by a 2-yard quarterback sneak for Caden Olson. 2 touchdowns so far in the game. Olson will work under center this time. Send Dawson Schaefer in motion. Fake the handoff and give it to Gunnar Broughton. And Broughton will power his way up to the 45. Approximately gain of 3 on the play, and that'll set up enough for a first down for the Vikings.
Another Viking, first down.
That is the Kindred Vikings' only 2nd first down of the game. All the other plays have been touchdowns that would have resulted in first downs. So Olson will go out to the far side, try and get around the edge there, and I think he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So 4th play of the drive coming up here for the Kindred Vikings. 1, 2, and 3, run, run, run. Have not seen a pass since, let's see here, since that 48-yard pass back with 3:47 to go in the first quarter. That was the last pass play for the Kindred Vikings, and now we're at the 7:41 mark of quarter number 2. Be handoff to Gunnar Broughton. Maybe, I don't know if the ref saw it. I saw it from our camera there. Looks like Devils Lake may have gotten away with a face mask there. But Gunnar Broughton will get a short gain of about maybe 1, if that.
By number 3, Zach Lang.
Zach Lang on the tackle, and now the Vikings will break the huddle here and come back up to the line of scrimmage with 7:07 and counting to go here. 2 receivers to each side. Olson looking to pass, fires it over the middle and overthrew. Not even sure if Dawson Schaefer was check that, not Dawson Schaefer, but Elijah Heinrich was the intended receiver, or the closest receiver. Heinrich, I think, may have cut towards the middle, and Olson's probably expecting him to continue that route downfield for another 5 or so yards, because that's where Olson put the pass at. And now we'll have a punt. And let's see here. That will be at about the 30. And that's indeed where we'll start.
Covered up by number 6, Braden Feedy. The Firebirds will take over at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
First and 10 now here for the Firebirds with 6:48 to go in the second quarter of play. Heilman will work out of the shotgun once again. A low snap, and Heilman will keep it. Try and go right up the middle. He'll gain about 3 or 4 on the play. Set up a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7.
Gain of about 3 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Firebirds.
So Heilman will work out the shotgun once again. Another low snap. This one's handed off and tackled immediately there. The ball carrier was Joseph Freilich, and he was brought down as soon as the ball got into his hands. So they gained 3 on the first play and lose 2 on the second play. So after 2 plays, they've gained 1 yard, and it's a 3rd and 9 as a result. .551 and counting, second quarter of play. Howman work out of the shotgun with 2 receivers to each side, nobody in the backfield. Howman dropping back. Is pressured, now he'll roll, hits as he throws downfield, and it was nearly picked off there by Kindred's Caleb Klabundi, if I'm saying that correctly. He is a sophomore. So I'll drop, 4th down and 9 now. And with the incomplete pass, he'll stop the clock with 5:35 to go, and we'll see a punt. And Schaefer will call for the fair catch at about the 39, and that's where the Vikings will take over.
Landry's punt is fair caught by Dawson Schaefer. The Vikings will take over at their own 48-yard line, 1st and 10.
Let's go ahead and take a live look at Hillsboro here really quick. Still 6-0, 7:02. Looks like the Burros have the ball there on their own side of the field in that second quarter of play. Out of the shotgun, Olsen throws, and he's got his man at the 40, and the receiver there was Ethan McKinney.
Gain of 2 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
So a 2-yard completion on the pass, 2nd and 8 with 5:13 and counting to go here, second quarter of play. Olsen will work under center this time. He'll hand it off. Gunnar Broughton goes up the middle, 35 up to, let's see, he'll be dropped at about the 48 as he approaches midfield.
Gunnar Broughton on the carry. Gain of 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Vikings.
So 3rd and short here after the 7-yard gain by number 7, Gunnar Broughton. Offensive line there for the Vikings doing a pretty good job, as it's not an easy thing to run up the middle unless your offensive line knows what they're doing, pushing those defenders out of the way there. And as a result, Gunnar Broughton able to go up the middle successfully on multiple occasions here. And they'll hand it off to Broughton again. This time he sneaks it over midfield for the 1st down, and a gain of about 4 on the play up to about the 48.
Gain of about 5 on the play. That'll bring up another Viking. 1st down.
So that'll push them from the 48 to the 48. As the Vikings enter the Firebirds side of the field. Olsen, 2 men in the backfield, will work under center, receivers to each side. And another handoff here to Gunnar Broughton. He'll sneak it up to the 45, got hit pretty well there. Couldn't quite see the jersey number on the player who hit him, but that'll stop him at about the 44.
Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Vikings.
No drive in this game has been more than 7 plays long. Kindred Vikings have had 2 7-play drives, and this is play number 5 of this drive, and it'll result in a short loss.
Loss of 2 on the play. Tackled held by number 72, Jack Booth.
This drive started on the Kindred Viking 38-yard line. 1 pass play, 4 run plays. 1 of them for a loss and 1 first down on the drive so far as well. Play number 6 of the drive coming up here with 2:37 and counting to go in the second quarter of play, and a 14-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings off a 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton with about 6:11 left in the first quarter, and then a 2-yard quarterback sneak touchdown run by Caden Olson with about 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter. No scoring here in the second quarter so far. Olson rolling. He'll keep it. Get tripped up at the 40, and with forward momentum, he'll get close to that 35-yard line. Looks like they'll mark it at about the 36. Gain of 9, good for a first down.
Gain of 9 on the play, and another Viking. First down.
That is the first drive of the game for either team where one team got 2 first downs on a drive. We've seen 7 punts in this game so far, plus the 2 touchdown runs. Minute 49 and counting to go here, second quarter of play. As Olson will work out of the shotgun with 3 receivers to the far side. He's looking to pass to that far side. Instead, he goes over the middle, and Gunnar Broughton was the intended receiver, but he dropped it.
For Gunnar Broughton is incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Vikings.
So the 7th play of a drive is an incomplete pass to stop the clock at a minute 41, and this will be the first drive of the game that features an 8th play. Second and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Firebirds for the Kindred Vikings. Olson will drop back, throws near sideline, and I believe it fell incomplete there. Intended receiver was Dawson Schaefer.
Wilson's pass intended for number 23, Dawson Schaefer, is incomplete. 3rd and 10 Vikings.
So the 9th play of the drive will be 3rd and 10 from the 36, and the incomplete pass will stop the clock with a minute 37 to go. This drive started with 5:31 to go in the second quarter at the Kindred Vikings' own 38-yard line. Now they're up to the Devils Lake Firebirds' 36-yard line, and they have chewed up almost 4 minutes of the clock. Olson out of the shotgun, drops back, rolls to the near side, avoids the pressure, and that one fell incomplete as well. So 3 back-to-back-to-back pass plays that fall incomplete sets up a 4th down and 10.
They'll bring up 4th and 10 for the Vikings.
Unless they decide to go for it here, I would presume that it would be a punt unless they have somebody who can kick the ball about 46 yards. That would be the field goal range if they were to try that from here. So I would presume that it'll be a punt, and that's exactly what it'll be. And the kick is away, and they'll drop it about the 10 and roll out of bounds. Well, saving it from going out of bounds was Andy Fryer. Andy Fryer thought he recovered a fumble there, a live ball, but to the best of my knowledge, I didn't see any Firebirds touch the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Firebirds from their own 11-yard line with a minute 24 to go here in the second quarter of play. Actually, I guess so. Yeah, that's at the 11-yard line. Yep. So that was a 10-play drive that resulted in the 8th punt of the game. And that one was dropped, and had that been a little bit higher up in the air, Heinrich may have been able to pick that one off and possibly roll into the end zone. But it'll drop for an incomplete pass and set up a 2nd and 10 here from the 11-yard line for the Firebirds. Two receivers near side, one far side, one man in the backfield here and he'll hand it off, spinning around there, nearly losing the ball, but I think he was able to keep control of it, was Joseph Freilich.
Gain of 1 on the play, play. Tackled by number 47, Brock Raisler. Timeout. Taken by the Vikings, their first of the half.
Kindred will take a timeout, and we'll take a live look in at Hillsborough, Central Valley, and Valley City, as it looks like the Burros have just scored. 2:33 to go here, second quarter of play, and it's 13-0 Hillsborough, Central Valley. And that looks like that kickoff will go into the end zone and set the Valley City Highlanders up on their own 20-yard line. Once again, about 2.5 minutes away from halftime there, and the Burros lead 13-0 over Valley City. Let's see here. Shanley's now taking the lead with about 2 minutes to go before halftime. Looks like they just now scored that touchdown, as it looks like, nope, my bad. Shanley with the ball again, and that's going to be close. Another touchdown for Shanley. Caught it live here on the ND Sports Channel via the live look-in. 14-10, and let's get the replay on that. Be about an 11-yard touchdown pass there for the Shanley Deacons. That'll make it 20-10 in favor of Shanley. Back to live action here. 3rd down and 10. Heilman. And a loss. Parker Villandre. Tackled for a loss there by Kindred Vikings. Now let's take a look here. Jack Packer. Packer, a freshman. So 4th and 12 officially with 1:11 and another timeout on the field. Once again, broadcast coverage brought to you by the Heinrich family. Certainly appreciate their support of Kindred Viking football here on the ND Sports Channel. Fargo Davies had the lead until Shanley scored to take the lead, and I guess might have been a double replay there when we joined it, but they lead 14-10 and about to kick off. 1:11, 4th and 12. Firebirds will set up for a punt. Dawson Schaefer's back at his own 42. High punt, that's not going to quite make it to the 42. It'll drop out of bounds at about the 40.5-yard line. So no return there.
At the Firebird 40-yard line, the Vikings will take over there. 1st and 10.
So 1:05 remaining here in the first half. And this is the 3rd drive of the game that Kindred has started on the Devils Lake side of the field. The first one resulted in a punt. The second one resulted in a 32-yard touchdown run. And that one where they scored the 32-yard touchdown started right where this drive's starting right now at the 40-yard line. Olsen out of the shotgun, 2 receivers each side. He's looking to the far side. He's going to throw to the far side. And a little pushing and a flag, and that'll be pass interference more than likely here on the Firebirds. I believe it was Aaron Johnson on the coverage there. And that will be pass interference, and that penalty will result in a first down off the flag. So they'll move the ball up from the 40 to the 25-yard line. One minute exactly to go here before halftime. 14-0 with Kindred knocking on the door, looking to add to that scoreboard, and now a whistle and a timeout, Devils Lake. So we'll let them talk it over, and we'll be back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 25. Just under a minute to go as Caden Olsen will roll out to the near sideline and keep it. And tiptoe inside the 10, out of bounds at about, let's see, where will they mark it? Or was he out of bounds before he reached the 10? Looks like he was out of bounds before he reached the 10. They'll mark it at about the 12 and be a gain of approximately 13 on the play there for Caden Olsen. So the first play was an incomplete pass resulting in a pass interference call on the Firebirds. Dutch moved the ball from the 40 to the 25, and now they move it from the 25 to the 13 on the second play of the drive, which was a nice run there by Caden Olsen, who'll drop back, fire into the end zone, and it was broken up. Intended receiver there for the Vikings was Ethan McKinney.
Intended for Ethan McKinney is incomplete.
Now stop the clock with 48.2 seconds to go here before halftime.
Defended by number 12, Michael Whitmer.
Second and 10 for Kindred from their Devils Lake 13-yard line. Caden Olsen out of the shotgun with 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side, and a handoff right up the middle, and cruising up to about the 2-yard line there for the Kindred Vikings was Easton Algren.
He rumbled down to the 2-yard line.
So now 42.5 seconds to go.
The Vikings take their 3rd timeout of the half.
And the Vikings take a timeout. Let's take a live look in at Fargo Davies and Fargo Shanley here, and 16 seconds before halftime. Looks like Shanley is, can't quite see. It's a little bit blurry there on that feed, and we apologize. We have no control over that. That's their thing, and looks like the teams are going to head to halftime there. So Fargo Shanley leading Fargo Davies 14-10 at half. And let's see here, about 53 seconds to go here before halftime of the Hillsborough Central Valley City game. And right now the Burros have the ball. At least I think that's the Burros who have the ball. And a wild snap there and a loose ball, and
Devils Lake will take their 2nd timeout.
And didn't miss much there. Before the play even got started, Devils Lake took a timeout. So let's go back to that Hillsborough game. Turn down the background music there. We love Imagine Dragons, but YouTube does not, so. Now be an incomplete pass there. It'll stop the clock with about 8 seconds. We'll keep it there. I'm guessing maybe we won't have time to watch that game go to halftime. Looks like it's 4th and 20, so we'll come back to our screen here. First and goal from the 2-yard line. Caden Olsen's going to keep it. Going to get pushed behind. I don't think he got in there, though.
Olsen carries. This will be no gain on the play. 2nd and goal.
This one will be handed off to Gunnar Broughton. He's not going to get anywhere. He is stopped almost immediately.
Broughton with the carry. Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd and goal, Vikings.
3rd and goal from the 2. They have to hurry, 10 seconds. Another handoff to Gunnar Broughton. He'll get an ankle tackle in the backfield. It's 4th and goal, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 2, 1, and they're not going to get another playoff, and that's going to bring us to halftime. Vikings knocking on the door, but they come a little bit short on a great ankle tackle there. I couldn't catch the jersey number on that guy, but great defensive play and great defensive stop by the Firebirds defense, and that brings us to the half. 14-0 Kindred. We'll be back after this short timeout here with your halftime show right after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts. All right, well, welcome back. Halftime here. Kindred Vikings lead 14-0. I know that Fargo Davies trails Shanley 14-10 at halftime. Just about to get the third quarter underway there. And as we take a peek over at Hillsboro, that one is looks like they're at halftime with about 7 minutes before the third quarter starts, if I'm understanding how that one looks. And it is 13-0 in favor of the Burros over the Highliners there. Up in, I believe that one's being played in Hillsboro. So we'll take another peek at those games here momentarily. Your first half stats. We've had 12 drives. We've had 9 punts. We've had 2 touchdowns, and then that ankle tackle on the goal line stand there to keep the Kindred Vikings out of the end zone to bring us to halftime, as they would not have any timeouts to stop the clock. And as a result, they would fall a little bit short. But if you're a Kindred Vikings fan, I guess you could say the good news is that you did defer after the opening kickoff, so you will, or the coin toss, I should say, so you will get the ball in the second half. The only thing that could be going a little bit better here is if you're up 21-0 going into that second half kickoff return, then instead of 14-0 going into the second half kickoff return. But the good news is that you're still up 14-0 if you're a Kindred Vikings fan. The Firebirds defense on that last drive there by Kindred, it seemed to be a lot better at the goal line than it did throughout the rest of that particular drive. So we'll see if that Devils Lake defense can step it up here in the second half. Devils Lake would get the opening kickoff through 5-6 plays, and they would punt it. And Kindred would get the ball on the Devils Lake 35-yard line, 3 and out, and they would punt as well. And then they'd give it back to Devils Lake, who would go 3 and out, and they would punt, and that'd bring us to 7:25 left in the first quarter. And the Vikings would get the ball on the Devils Lake 40-yard line. They would first play would be negated by a penalty, and then they would run it twice. And on that second run, on the second play of the drive, it would be a 32-yard touchdown by Gunnar Broughton to make it 6-0, extra point 7-0. Devils Lake would get the ball with 39 seconds to go. That drive would carry over into the second quarter after 1 run and 1 pass play. And then 4 plays later, on play number 7, they would punt it back to the Kindred Vikings, who would get the ball back at the 35-yard line. They would go 4 and out. They would get 1 first down on that play, but then 3 and out after the first down, and then punt it back to Devils Lake. Devils Lake would punt it back to Kindred. Kindred would punch it back to Devils Lake. Devils Lake would punt it back to Kindred. That'd bring us to 1:05 to go before halftime. And the Vikings would get the ball on the Firebirds' 40-yard line, and they would push it on the first pass play. A pass interference call would push the line of scrimmage from the 40 of the Devils Lake Firebirds up to the 25-yard line. Kindred would run three more run plays to sneak it up to the 2-yard line. And then on the last play of the first half, after a couple of timeouts by each team, they would hand the ball off to Gunnar Broughton, and Devils Lake would come in there and trip him up on the ankle tackle and hold him. Kindred would be out of timeouts, and they would be out of time to get set for another opportunity at the end zone. And as a result, they lead 14-0, and they will get the second half kickoff when we return here. We're about maybe 5 minutes away from the start of the third quarter, so we'll take another break and be back after this here on the ND Sports Channel.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts for every occasion. Gifts with meaning, gifts that change lives. Stop in and view their large selection of books, Bibles, jewelry, greeting cards, music and DVDs, home decor, and children's department. Many gifts to bring inspiration to family and loved ones. Call them 223-2422 and visit them online at bismarck.parable.com. For all your gift-giving needs, shop the Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store on South 7th Street in the Southridge Center Strip Mall, 1 block east of Kirkwood Mall in Bismarck.
Download Game Time today.
School is back in session, so now's the perfect time to get healthy and stay healthy with fall specials at Gateway Pharmacy. Right now, save 20% off select vitamin and mineral products that will help boost your immune system to fight off all those germs. Gateway Pharmacy has extended hours so your family can get those very important flu shots with no appointment necessary. Gateway Pharmacy also offers vaccinations for shingles, whooping cough, and pneumonia. Stop into one of Gateway Pharmacy's 4 Bismarck Van Dan locations, conveniently located inside Dan's Supermarkets. Gateway Pharmacy is a proud supporter of the Skyhawks and wishes them the best of luck this fall sports season.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on player profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
The ND Sports Channel and the Magnitude Sports Media Network would like to thank our sponsors for the generous support that they've given to make broadcasts of Shiloh Christian Sports possible on the ND Sports Channel. When you call or visit one of these great businesses, tell them thank you for supporting the Skyhawks, and when possible.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. We're at halftime here, just about a couple minutes away from the second half kickoff. 14-0 lead here for the Kindred Vikings. Scoring drives occurred with 6:11 left in the first quarter of play. A 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton. Extra point was good. It was 7-0 with 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Caden Olsen on a quarterback sneak from 2 yards out would make it 13-0. Extra point, 14-0, and that's 14-0. So no scoring from either team in the second half. We've seen 9 punts in this game, and a goal line stand by Devils Lake at the end of the first half there. So we're about a minute away from the start of the second half. Some other reports here. It is 28-7 in favor of West Fargo Cheyenne over Fargo South. That game can be listened to on 740 The Fan if you have an interest in that game. Fargo Davies trailed at last check Shanley 14-10 at halftime. And that's all we got at the moment. And that Hillsborough Central Valley game versus Valley City, it was at halftime, last check, 13-0 there. So the Vikings will receive the ball here to start the second half of play. Broadcast coverage brought to you by the Heinrich family. We certainly appreciate their support of Kindred Viking football here on the ND Sports Channel. That will be received at about the 18, up the far sideline, 30-35, breaks some tackles and up to midfield, into Devils Lake territory at the 45 and pushed out of bounds at about the 44. Dawson Schaefer with an excellent return there.
To the Firebird 45-yard line. The Vikings will take over there, 1st and 10.
So they'll actually mark it at about the 45.
I usually just get my foot under his leg and I push it. He shot me and back to ball. Yeah, peer back.
So it'll be a handoff here to Gunnar Broughton. He'll get through a couple tackles, push his way up to the 40. They'll push him back. They'll probably spot it at about the 38 or 39 here. Gain of about, and there's a flag on the field too. As that one snuck in. After 3 quarters of play, I can tell you this. Holding on the Vikings, and then Bismarck Legacy leads Dickinson 22-13. That score just came in a few seconds ago. That holding call on Kindred will be a 10-yard penalty.
First down and 18 for the Vikings.
First and 18, 11:45 to go here. Kay Nolson will pitch it to Gunnar Broughton. Broughton will come to the near side, and he'll get pushed down there by Devils Lake's Michael Widmer on the tackle.
No gain on the play. Tackle by number 12, Michael Widmer. That'll bring up 2nd and 18 for the Vikings.
I want to say hi to I'll tell you more in a second, actually. Olsen's going to fire, and he's got his man. It's Gunnar Broughton. Caught it at about the 40, and he's up over the 35. And they'll probably spot the ball at about the 34. It's a gain of 19, excuse me.
First down.
So the grandparents of Eli Heinrich and Ethan McKenney watching from Valley, Arizona near Tucson. Thank you very much for watching. Glad that you're enjoying the broadcast. Glad we could get the game on for you. Kay Nolson will hand it off there, and I couldn't quite see who snuck it up to the 30-yard line, but we'll find out momentarily here.
Number 32,
Easton Ogren on the carry there.
That'll bring up 2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
So that's the 5th play of the drive. Play number 6 coming up here. 2 receivers to each side. Olsen will work out the shotgun, drop back, look over, and he's looking for his man. He died. I think he got it too. That is Andy Fryer on the reception down near the goal line. We'll see where they spot it at.
Tackle was by number 22, Aaron Johnson. That'll be another Vikings. First down.
The Vikings have already gotten more first downs on this drive than they have in all the first half.
Officials timeout.
And we have a timeout on the field as Andy Fryer will come to the sideline here to get a breather after that great play. With that timeout on the field, let's take a look back. And looks like it says 4th quarter on there. I'm pretty sure that's 3rd quarter. We'll check in with that one later. Back to action here. Send a man in motion. And a fumble on the play.
Fumble on the play.
I believe it might have been
Recovered by the Vikings.
might have been Jack Olson who recovered that fumble. I'm not 100% sure there. Couldn't quite catch the jersey number. This is the second drive of the game that's gone over 7 plays now. This is play number 8. Seaver to the near side here. And another fumble on the play, and Gunnar Broughton will fall on top of that. And after a great pass play there to Andy Fryer to get it up to the 2-yard line, now they're all the way back to just inside the 10 at about the 8.
Loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 8.
Third and goal from the 8 now. This will be play number 9 on the drive. Caden Olson will work out of the shotgun, sending Gunnar Broughton in motion. He'll fire it near side. He's got his man, and that's going to be as he flies into the end zone head first. Easton Ogren on the reception, and it's an 8-yard touchdown pass. That makes it 20-0. And that one's in, that one's through. Add one more, and it is 21-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Opening second half scoring drive for the Kindred Vikings. Didn't have to go very far, 45 yards on 9 plays for an 8-yard touchdown pass on a head first dive on the reception. The connection there from Caden Olson to Ogren. And Devils Lake will set up for the kick return here. Aaron Johnson, number 22 on the near side. In the middle there is Zach Lang, and on the far side for Devils Lake is number 26. And I don't have number 26 on my roster, so I'm not sure who number 26 is. That'll be Zach Lang on the return. He'll fight his way up to about the 27-yard line.
Zach Lang on the return. Tackled by number 60, Max Bykander. The Firebirds will take over at their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
So the Firebirds take over at their own 28 now. So last scoring drive there by the Kindred Vikings took 9 plays, 45 yards, and chewed up 4 seconds shy of 4 minutes. So 3 minutes and 56 seconds off the clock. It'll be a handoff, and he'll get back to about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play, actually, to be more fair.
Joseph Freilich on the carry.
It was Freilich on the carry, and actually give him a spot at the 31. So it'll be a gain of 3 on the play there. So Heilman will work out of the shotgun with a receiver to each side and 2 men in the backfield, and he'll hand it off. And there'll be a nice run up the middle there, and he's going to get by Dawson Schaefer almost. Schaefer was able to get enough friction on the left-hand glove there to pull down the runner, check that, wrong roster, Joseph Freilich.
First down. Tackled by number 23, Dawson Schaefer.
So the second play of the drive results in a first down and moves the ball all the way up to the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 20 yards in 2 plays here for the Devils Lake Firebirds. It'll be another handoff. I believe that's Freilich again, and he gets swallowed up and pushes his way up to the 45. I don't know how he did that. He got immediately swarmed by blue jerseys there, and
gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for the Firebirds.
6:37 and counting to go here. Third quarter of play, a 21-0 lead for the Kindred Vikings off touchdown runs in the first quarter by Gunnar Broughton and Caden Olsen. And then the most recent score was an 8-yard touchdown pass from Caden Olsen to Ogren. Ogren would dive head first into the end zone. And it'll be another handoff to Freilich. And he won't be able to power his way forward for 7 yards on that one. It'll be more like about 2 yards, and it'll be close to a first down depending on where they spot it. It looks like it's going to be about a yard short. It'll set up a 3rd and 1 from the 45.
Make some noise, Vikings fans. It's 3rd down.
Receivers each side. Olsen out of the shotgun, hands it off. That is Zach Lang. He'll break to the near side here, and he'll be brought down over the 30 at about the 29. On the tackle there for the Kindred Vikings was Caden Olsen.
Zach Lang with the carry. Gain of 13 on the play. Tackled by number 14, Caden Olsen.
Second first down of the drive here, and it's been all run plays. Play number 6 of the drive coming up here for the Devils Lake Firebirds as they've run the ball 5 times. Got a first down on the second run and a first down on that most recent play. Low snap, handoff. This time it's Freilich, I believe. Freilich. Let's double check the roster. Yep, it was Freilich. And no gain on that play there. And
Tackled by a whole host of Vikings. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Firebirds.
more blue jerseys than white jerseys on that play, we'll put it that way. This drive started on the Devils Lake own 28-yard line. Now they're up to the 30-yard line of the Kindred Vikings. 4:47 and counting to go here. That'll be another handoff to Freilich. Freilich will get 1 or 2 on that one before he gets brought down by a couple of Vikings. In on the tackles there for Kindred, Elijah Heinrich, excuse me, as well as Easton Ogren. Third and 7 from 27 here for the Firebirds. It'll be a pitch, far side. Spinning around, and I believe he got the first down on the play there. Zach Lang on the carry. We'll see where they spot it. It's a gain of about 8 or 9 on the play, and yes, they will award him the first down. So this is the 8th play of the drive. We've seen 7 run plays so far. And they're moving the ball nicely here on the ground to start off their second half. Low snap, handed off, and that is Zach Lang again. He'll get it up over the 20, gain of about 1 on the play.
No gain on the play. Tackle made by number 7, Gunnar Broughton. Helped out by his classmate, number 32, Easton Ogren.
A receiver to each side here. Once again, they've run the ball 8 times now. This is play number 9 of the drive. And a low snap, and they'll run it again. And the blue ball will stop them at the 20, and there'll be a gain of about nothing on that play.
Joseph Freilich with the carry. Short gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Firebirds.
in motion to the near side. They'll fake the handoff to him, and Heilman will keep it. He got maybe 1 or 2 on the play, but that was about it. That's the 10th run play of the drive here, and I'm out of room on my stat sheet to keep track of runs for a particular drive. It's the first time that's ever happened. I've been doing football games for about 3 years. That's the first time that's ever happened. So this is the 11th play of the drive now, and if the Firebirds want to be friendly to my stat sheet, they'll start throwing the ball now, but they more than likely won't. The run has been successful. When it's not broken, don't fix it. That's kind of the mentality. And he'll roll out. That is Heilman, and he will get close to that first down marker there. And Kindred saying that's going to be a turnover here on downs, as that was 4th and 6. And it is. The 11th play of the drive results in a turnover on downs. That's the first drive of the game
Let's give a hand to that Vikings defense.
that has not resulted in a punt or a score. So with 1:23 to go here in the third quarter, the Vikings will take over on their own 10-yard line. They'll hand it off. That is Gunnar Broughton, and he'll sneak it up over the 15 at about the 16-yard line. Set up a 2nd down and 4 with 1:09 to go and counting in the third quarter of play. Third quarter seemed to have gone by kind of quick here. We've only had, this is the 3rd possession of the third quarter. We had 7 possessions in the first quarter. That 7th one carried into the second. And 6 possessions in the second quarter, and we've only had 3 possessions here in the third quarter. Another handoff to Gunnar Broughton, and he'll spin around up over the 25, down near the 26.
Gunnar Broughton on the carry.
Good for a first down here for the Vikings, and I believe that's Ethan McKenney who's down right now. And it is McKenney who's down.
Officials timeout on the field.
They will, hopefully it's nothing more than a cramp, and they'll stretch that one out. Let's take a look at Hillsborough Central Valley. It's still 13-0 with 1:16 to go in the third quarter of play. So the Burros leading the Highlanders 13-0 with just under a minute, or just over a minute to go in that third quarter. And as we take a look at Shanley still holding that 14-10 lead over Davies there with the clock winding down in that third quarter of play. As they continue to work on McKenney here, we'll take a quick timeout and be back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel. North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
All right, welcome back. It is the start of the fourth quarter there. The good news is McKinney walked off. He actually jogged off on his own will, so that is very good news there for the Kindred Vikings. The official would allow the third quarter clock to expire as they were working on the legs of McKinney there, and that'll be Gunnar Broughton. And Broughton's still on his feet as he crosses the 45, and he's finally brought down. It looks like they'll spot that at about the 47-yard line. 21-yard gain on the first play of the drive here. So they'll send a receiver out to the near side here. I believe that is Fryer. And they'll hand it off. That's Ogren, I believe. And he'll sneak it over midfield to about the 49 of the Firebirds.
Ogren with the ball. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings.
Second and 6. Third play of the drive coming up here. Gain of 21 on that rush by Gunnar Broughton on the first play of the drive here. 10:47 and counting to go in the fourth quarter of play. Schaefer goes in motion, fakes the handoff, and he's off. He's off. He's a couple men to beat. He sneaks through, spins around, and he gets drugged down at about the 14. On the run there for the Kindred Vikings was Eli Heinrich.
Big gain on the play, and another Viking. First down.
That is a total, let's see here, do the math, 49 to the 13. That is a 36-yard rush. No receivers near side here. Now Schaefer goes in motion. He'll get the handoff. Schaefer cutting to the near sideline, and he's out of bounds at about the 8 or 9 yard line. We'll see, or check that, the 11, 12 yard line is what I meant to say.
Gain of about 5 on the play.
That should be,
Run out of bounds by number 11, Parker Hansen.
it's going to be close to first down. Oh, no, wait, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong stick on the field there. Second and 5 officially from the 8 yard line, so they need to get to the 3 yard line for a first down. Olsen under center. And there'll be a handoff. I couldn't quite see who that was. It might have been Ogren, I'm not sure. And it was Ogren on the carry.
Easton Ogren with the carry. Gain of 1 on the play.
Set up a 3rd and 5.
The previous carry was Dawson Schaefer, not his brother Ethan. My apologies.
May have heard that in the background. We offer the same apologies. And a whistle on the play, and I believe a flag came in. Yep, it sure did. Foul start on Kindred.
Penalty on the Vikings. That's a 5 yard penalty. It'll bring up 3rd and about 9 for the Vikings.
It's getting last time Kindred had the ball. Oh, 2 times ago when they had the ball, the Firebirds would stand. Their defense would stand on the goal line here. We'll see if they can do it again. Olsen's going to go for the end zone, and Schaefer, I think it bounced off his helmet there.
Olsen's pass intended for Dawson Schaefer is incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
So 4th and 9, play number 7 of the drive coming up here. It would be approximately a 22-yard field goal if they're going to try and think about it. And it looks like they are going to try for the field goal here. Dawson Schaefer will line up for the kick. This will be approximately a 22-yard field goal. 20 yards. Snap. Kick is blocked. And it's caught. It's Zach Lang on the far sideline here. And Zach Lang is up over the 45-yard line, out of bounds after 46 on the return of the blocked field goal attempt.
And return to the Firebirds 45-yard line. They'll take over there, 1st and 10.
So with 8:47, Firebirds will take over here at their own 45-yard line. This is the best starting position for Devils Lake in the entire game. And it's intercepted. Is Andy Fryer on the interception. He'll bring it back to about the 42.
Take over, 1st and 10 at the Firebirds 42-yard line. Just got word from the concessions that a number of items are being sold half off.
So the Devils Lake drive stalls after 10 seconds on the interception there by Andy Fryer. Ethan McKenney, number 3, he's the one they were stretching out the leg on earlier. He's back in over on the far side, set up as a receiver. Schaefer will go in motion, fake the handoff. Now, Caden Olsen will keep it. He'll power his way over the 40 to about the 39. It'll be gain of approximately 2 or 3 on the play.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings.
Set up a 2nd down, 7 yards to go with 8:04 and counting to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Vikings lead 21-0. Just as it looked like Devils Lake may have had a little bit of momentum, Andy Fryer pops the balloon on an interception there. And now the Vikings in Firebirds territory at the 40 with a 2nd and 7. It'll be a little pass and couldn't quite get it there as he would overthrow Gunnar Broughton. Broughton didn't quite have enough speed to catch up to that floating pass there. And
3rd and 7, Vikings.
so 3rd and 7 now with 7:43 as the clock will stop with that incomplete pass. McKenney and Schaefer will head out towards the far side. Fryer and Gunnar Broughton near side receivers. Caden Olsen out of the shotgun, drops back. He'll look to throw. He's got Dawson Schaefer over the middle. He'll cut inside. Break through a couple of tacklers there and power his way up over the 25 to about the 23. Make it the 22-yard line, and it'll be gain of 17 on the pass play.
The game will bring up another Vikings. 1st down.
So that'll set up a 1st and 10, 1st down for the Kindred Vikings. Play number 4 of the drive coming up here. And the Vikings knocking on the door of the red zone here at the 22 with a 1st and 10. 7:14 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Andy Fryer near side receiver, Dawson Schaefer far side receiver, 2 men in the backfield, and Caden Olsen under center. And that'll be a handoff there, and powering his way up close to the 15-yard line there is Easton Olgren.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 for the Vikings.
I'll set up a 2nd and 5 here for Kindred. msportsnet.com is our website. Check out the upcoming schedule of sporting events. Check out final scores and get on-demand 24/7 replays of every game that we broadcast, available for you to watch at your convenience whenever it's good for you. Olsen, handoff. I believe that's Olgren again, and he'll get spun down just outside the 10 at about the 12 or 13. Check that, it was Heinrich with the carry, and gain of 4 on the play. Fryer near side receiver, 2 receivers out to the far side with Olsen under center. And he'll hand it off again, and he fell down to the ground almost immediately. There was Easton Olgren.
With the carry. Short loss in the play. It'll bring up 4th and 1.
4th down and 1. It would be about a 19-yard field goal from here. Last time they attempted a field goal, it was blocked and returned by Zach Lang all the way out to the 45-yard line. On the very next play, the Vikings will get the ball back on an Andy Fryer interception. So 4th and 1 here. Looks like they're going to go for it instead of going for the field goal. He'll hand it off there to Gunnar Broughton. He'll leap over the pile, and I do believe he got the first down. We'll have to see for sure, though. No, turnover on downs.
Gunnar Broughton with the carry. No gain on the play. Turnover on downs.
So Devils Lake will take over here with 4:46 remaining in the fourth quarter of play. And they'll take over at their own 13-yard line, tack on an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and that will move them up to about the 32, I believe. No, just 2 yards other side of the 30, so the 28.
28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We'll put the ball at a 1st and 10 on the 28. 4:46 to go, fourth quarter of play. Firebirds trail by 3 possessions, 3 scores. Low snap, picked up off the ground there, and Heilman will keep it and power his way up to the 35-yard line. Gain of approximately 7 on that play, should set up a 2nd and 3.
Gain of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 for the Firebirds.
This time Heilman will work out of the shotgun. Another low snap, and he'll fire it out there, and it bounced off the shoulder there of Aaron Johnson, the senior wide receiver.
3rd and 3 for the Firebirds.
So after a gain of 7 on the ground and an incomplete pass, he'll set up a 3rd and 3 with 4:21 to go as the clock will stop on the incompletion. Firebirds will break the huddle. Send 2 receivers near side and 2 far side. And Heilman will keep it. He's got the first down, spins around and is dropped at about the 46-yard line. Gain of approximately 10 sets up a 1st down.
By number 52, Hunter Hendrickson.
And a hurry-up offense here for the Firebirds. That means we need to have a hurry-up cameraman. And Olsen will drop back to pass. Looks near side, and that one will get deflected. Zach Lang looking for a flag. He's not going to get one. And that will stop the clock with 4:07 to go here.
That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Firebirds.
Once again, 2 receivers on each side with a man in the backfield. Heilman working out of the shotgun here. Firebirds looking to produce some offense. Heilman, pressure in the backfield, throws, and it's just over the fingertips there of the outstretched hand of the intended receiver, that being Michael Widmer.
Number 12, Michael Widmer. Pass defended by number 12, Caleb Clabundi.
Set up a 3rd down and 10. 5th play of the drive coming up here for the Firebirds. Drive started with 4:46 on the clock, 2 runs and 3 pass plays that have fallen incomplete, 1 first down and 4:02 to go. 2 receivers each side once again. Heilman looking to pass, near side, diving, maybe catch, no, incomplete. Intended receiver at midfield there was Zach Lang. They've attempted 4 pass plays, or no, check that. 3 pass plays in a row now, and they've 4 pass plays total in the drive, and all 4 of them have fallen incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 3:57 to go. Set up a 4th and 10. And the Firebirds are going to go for it here on 4th and 10. Big play here for Devils Lake. It could be the game. Could seal it if they don't convert to first down here for Kindred. They look to pass, short pass into the backfield, and it's dropped, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Pass intended for Joseph Frelick is incomplete. That's a turnover on downs. The Vikings will take over.
3:52 to go here in the 4th quarter of play, and the Kindred Vikings take over on the Firebirds' 46-yard line. That is, Kindred had the ball on the 45-yard line of Devils Lake 2 possessions ago. Now they have their officially best field position, starting field position of the game here. And it'll be a handoff. I believe, let's see here, Trey Heinrich, that's who I thought it was there.
2nd and 11.
Receiver to each side, man in motion here. And he'll get the handoff, and he'll be ripped down in the backfield there, I believe. And now a flag comes in. That's probably unsportsmanlike conduct. Little extracurricular activity there on the tackle. Ball will be placed at the 49 for now, pending the penalty. So the personal foul penalty on the 2nd negative run will move it from the 47 to, let's see here, crossing midfield, and see, put it at about the 36 yard.
Bring up another Vikings. First down.
So 1st and 10 from the 36 here, with 2:42 and counting to go. New quarterback here is Maxwell McQuillan. And the handoff there to Trey Heinrich. Will gain a couple on the play.
2nd and 8 for the Vikings.
Once again, the new quarterback here for the Kindred Vikings is Max McQuillan, number 5 there. He'll work out of the shotgun. And it'll be a pitch that is dropped, and that will result in a fumble. And did Devils Lake get it? They did.
Vikings fumble is recovered by the Firebirds. They'll take over at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
So 1:49 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Devils Lake will start on their own 35 after recovering the fumble. Once again, the winner of this one, which appears to be Kindred, will play Bismarck St. Mary's in the first round of the playoffs. Next Saturday, I believe, is when that will be played. And it'll be a handoff here. And powering his way up to the 40-yard line there is not sure. I didn't catch the jersey number on that one. Either that or I don't have that jersey number on my roster.
Number 26, Colton Schneider.
Colton Schneider.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Okay, yeah, I definitely don't have him in there, but I can write him in there. 26, Colton Schneider. So he's written in, 2nd and 5 from the 25. And that's Schneider again. He'll get the first down and maybe 1 or 2 more. Was there a fumble over there? There was. And Kindred will recover with 1:06 to go.
Fumble on the play, recovered by the Vikings. They'll take over at the Devils Lake 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
So back-to-back possessions ending on a lost fumble here. And it looks like Kindred's in kneel-down victory formation here, and that's exactly the case. Caden Olson back in at quarterback there. And we'll have another kneel down here, and with 27 seconds, that should finish things up. As the Kindred fans get up and clap, and 12 seconds. And that will be the final score here.
The final score of tonight's
21-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings, as the Vikings will win it. Coming up next here on a post-game show, updated team profiles. We'll select the player of the game and take a look at our upcoming schedule and much more when we return after this with Andy Sports Channel. Post-game show wraps up next after this timeout of the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming in a 3-state region. Over 500 previous games are available right now on demand. Since 2017, we've brought you an average of 275 games a year, including junior varsity and varsity matchups across 8 different sports. Now we're on pace for the same amount of games this year. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here, where North Dakota, Minnesota, and South Dakota teams play. This is the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
The Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store, has life-giving gifts for every occasion. Gifts with meaning, gifts that change lives. Stop in and view their large selection of books, Bibles, jewelry, greeting cards, music and DVDs, home decor, and children's department. Many gifts to bring inspiration to family and loved ones. call them 223-2422 and visit them online at bismarck.parable.com. For all your gift-giving needs, shop the Rainbow Shop, a Parable Christian store on South 7th Street in the Southridge Center Strip Mall, 1 block east of Kirkwood Mall in Bismarck.
Download Game Time today.
School is back in session, so now's the perfect time to get healthy and stay healthy with fall specials at Gateway Pharmacy, where you now save 20% off select vitamin and mineral products that will help boost your immune system to fight off all those germs. Gateway Pharmacy has extended hours.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life. This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
The North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's moving on to play college softball, and that, well, guess what? That simply scratches the surface of this Grand Slam softball podcast. A new episode every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Listen anytime on demand on the ND Sports Channel, a Magnitude Sports Media Network station.
Diamond Academy and Magnitude Sports Media Network are providing a huge opportunity for high school athletes. Player profile videos shine the spotlight on a skill set required for a position in a particular sport. Whether you play softball, track and field, or any other sport, if you're a sophomore or junior, it's time to schedule your video. Most tapings take less than an hour and can save you thousands when a recruiter puts your name in the starting lineup for a college scholarship. For more information, click on Player Profiles at msportsnet.com or call us at 701-373-1843.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Magnitude.
All right, welcome back here as we're going to go ahead and wrap up our post-game show here in a little bit. We'll select a player of the game. Now, it probably comes down to actually a play of the game, and we will tell you more about that when we get to that portion of our post-game show. Take a look at our upcoming stream schedule and show you how to find us on social media and all that great stuff. And let's first take a look at the updated team profiles. The Firebirds, they'll finish up at 500 on the year at 4-4. Undefeated at home, but all 4 of their losses came on the road as they would only pick up 1 road victory, and that was at Watford City back on September 13th. Otherwise, they would fail to win on the road this year, with the exception of that matchup against the Wolves up in Watford City, as they fall 21-0 here to Kindred. That will set them up with a playoff matchup in Beulah against the Miners. I believe it might be a 2 p.m. kickoff, but I wasn't able to track down the exact time, so we put it in there as to be announced. But that'll be next Saturday, so in 8 days from today, the Devils Lake Firebirds will travel to Beulah. Loser out in the playoffs there. Either Beulah or Devils Lake season will come to an end on November 2nd. And we wish the Firebirds the best of luck in that matchup as they can try to make their way to the Dakota Bowl here in AA football. For the Kindred Vikings, 7-2 on the regular season, 2-2 at home, and they're 5-0 when playing on the road. 3-2 against AA East opponents, outscored their opponents in the regular season this year, 177-84. And let's make a quick on-screen adjustment here. There we go. Now it's on screen. Their next matchup will be in Bismarck. I presume that'll be played at the Community Bowl. No, actually, it'll be played on St. Mary's brand new field up in North Bismarck, I do believe. And that'll be against Bismarck St. Mary's, and we wish the Vikings the best of luck in that matchup there, as that'll be what I believe is a 2 p.m. kickoff. Once again, I wasn't able to track down the score or the time of that game. And we wish them the best of luck in that matchup against the Bismarck St. Mary Saints in the playoff as the Kindred Vikings look to make their way to the Dakota Bowl. They made their way to the Dakota Bowl, it was 3 years ago, and they would lose to the very same team that they're going to play next Saturday. So Kindred Vikings looking for a little bit of revenge after a come-from-behind win against Fargo Shanley to set up that date with Bismarck St. Mary's in the Dakota Bowl 3 years ago. St. Mary's would run all over Kindred, and Kindred would love to get one back over the St. Mary's Saints, and they'll have a chance to do that this coming Saturday. Once again, I believe it's a 2 p.m. kickoff, but that'll be to be announced here in a little bit. Player of the game, well, like we said, it comes down to probably a play of the game, as you could give the player of the game options to multiple players on actually both ends of the field there for nominees and honorable mentions for players on both the Firebirds and the Vikings. But we're going to go with Gunnar Broughton. He had that 32-yard touchdown run in the with 6:11 remaining in the first quarter to put the Vikings up 7-0, and that'd be the first score of the game, and that will be our player of the game here, the Gunnar Broughton for the Kindred Vikings. Devils Lake would receive the opening kickoff, start at their own 20-yard line, run 5 plays, and on play number 6 they would punt it back over to Devils Lake, or to Kindred, excuse me. They would start on their own on the 35-yard line of the Firebirds, go 3 and out and punt it back to the Firebirds. Firebirds would punt it back to the Kindred Vikings with 7:25 left in the first. Vikings would go 2 plays, 40 yards for the 32-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Broughton to make it 6-0, 7-0 with the extra point. Devils Lake would get the ball back with 6:11 to go at their own 20. They would end up punting 6 plays later to Kindred, and then Kindred on the 7th play of their 3rd drive of the first quarter would score on a Firebirds punt back to the Vikings. And then after that punt with 1:05 left in the second quarter, Vikings would start the drive on the Devils Lake 40-yard line, run 4 run plays and 1 pass play. That would include a pass interference call. And that would push the ball from the 40 to the 25-yard line. They'd run the ball 4 more times, and it would be the Devils Lake defense. I couldn't quite catch the player who did it, but an ankle tackle, and Gunnar Broughton kept Kindred out of the end zone as they were knocking on the door, And Kindred would not have enough timeout, would not have any timeouts remaining, and would not be able to have a chance to set up for another play before the clock hits zeros, and that would take us into halftime with your score 14-0. Kindred would receive that second half kickoff, and the drive would start at the 45-yard line of the Firebirds. They would run 9 plays and score on an 8-yard touchdown pass from Caden Olson to Ogren. Ogren would take it in from 8 yards out on the reception, a head-first dive into the end zone to make it 20-0, tack on the extra point to make it 21-0. Devils Lake would get the ball back with 8:04 left in the third quarter, start the drive on their own 28-yard line. 11 plays later, they would turn it over on downs after getting 4 first downs on that particular drive. They would run 10 run plays and 2 pass plays, and then on play 11, check that. See here. I added one too many plays on that one. That would actually be 12 on play number 13 of the drive. There we go. I just had to recount the numbers there. So that was a 12-play drive, and then on play 13, they would turn it over on downs, giving the Vikings the ball back with 1:23 to go in the third quarter of play. That drive would start at their own 10-yard line. They would look at Ethan McKinney, who appeared to have an injury, but it was nothing more than a cramp, and that was the good news. While they were stretching out McKinney's leg, the official started the clock, and that would allow the third quarter to expire. No plays would happen on the Kindred on the Kindred drive that was in the third quarter. No plays would happen. The plays would come in the fourth quarter when they'd move down to the other end of the field. They would have a total of 5 run plays and 1 incomplete pass, and they would end up scoring. Let's see here. Check that. They would not score. They would have a 21-yard rush on the first play of that drive. 2 plays later, a 36-yard rush, and that would set up a 20-yard field goal that was blocked by Zach Lang and brought all the way back to the 45-yard line. With 8:47, Devils Lake would take over with 8:47 left in the fourth quarter, but on the very first play, they would throw an interception to Kindred's Andy Fryer. Fryer would bring it back, and 10 seconds would come off the clock. Kindred would take over with 8:37 remaining in the fourth quarter, starting that drive on the Devils Lake 42-yard line. They would run 6 plays and turn it over on downs. Devils Lake would get the ball back with 4:46 at their own 13-yard line, but an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right after the turnover on downs. A little pushing and shoving there would move the ball from the 13 to the 28. Then they would run the ball twice, get a first down on that second run play, and then 5 passes that all dropped incomplete. And as a result, Devils Lake would turn it over on downs, and Kindred would take over on their own 46-yard line with 3:52 to go in the fourth quarter of play. Kindred, 2 run plays, both for a loss, then a personal foul penalty would push the ball up to the 36-yard line. On personal foul on Devils Lake would move the ball back up to the 36-yard line here for Kindred. They'd run the ball 2 more times, and that drive would come to an end on a lost fumble. Devils Lake would recover it, take over with 1:49 remaining in the game, starting the drive at the 35-yard line. 2 run plays on the second run play, another fumble, and that one would be recovered by Kindred. So you had back-to-back possessions that resulted in a lost fumble. Kindred would take over at their own 45-yard line with 1:06 to go. A couple kneel downs later, we have a final score, and it's 21-0 in favor of the Kindred Vikings. Once again, your player of the game, Gunnar Broughton, include that 32-yard touchdown run back in the first quarter. Go to our website, msportsnet.com, and click under the games button on our on our streams on demand. You can see all the final scores to all the games that have aired, and you can get the on-demand replay watch links on that page too. Right now it says in progress. The on-demand watch link will be available within about 30 to 60 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show here, which is coming up in just a few seconds from now. Under that same games button, if you click on stream schedule, you can see our upcoming events, and our next broadcast will actually be from Oak Grove on Monday, as the Grovers will host the Fargo North Spartans in high school volleyball, and the varsity match will start at approximately 7 p.m. We may or may not have a game on the 29th. Keep checking our website to see if that to-be-announced changes. And then it says there we'll have 3 games on the 31st. We'll actually only have 1. Fargo Northwest Fargo. The Spartans will host the Packers in high school volleyball. And then maybe something on November 5th, and on November 8th and 9th, we'll be in West Fargo at the Hobart Aquatics Center there for the EDC swim meet. Friday night, 6 o'clock is the diving prelims, and then we'll come back Saturday morning for the rest of the swim meet there. And that will feature all of the Eastern Dakota swim teams. And that'll be Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th, starting at 6 p.m. on Friday and starting bright and early at 9 a.m. on Saturday. And that'll take us into the end of our fall sports season, and then we'll have our first hockey game on November 26th. Fargo Davies and Grand Forks will square off in girls hockey, and then we're also going to be your home this season for Fargo Davies boys basketball. So there'll be 2 matchups, one on the road and one at home for Devils Lake. We'll have both of those matchups against Fargo Davies live here on the ND Sports Channel on their respective dates. We're assuming that the dates will remain as is, but as you know, in the winter, if you lived in North Dakota long enough, those dates could change due to winter storms and stuff like that. So always check our schedule on our website. If there are any changes, we'll update that, and that'll always be your first source for the most accurate and up-to-date schedule of upcoming games on our network of stations. We thank you so much for watching. Once again, final score here, Kindred Vikings 21 and the Devils Lake Firebirds 0. You can find us online at msportsnet.com, on Twitter at ndsportsch1, facebook.com/msportsmnet. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ndsportschannel. Once again, your final score, Kindred 21, Devils Lake 0. The preceding has been a presentation of the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Have a great evening.